Shalom, family. Why is white America blaming the melanated people for this assassination of their own people? Let's talk about it. We're going to talk about the brutal truth today. And if you have any discernment of what's going on, you'll see that persecution of Yashar'el's people is happening now. It's not about what we've been indoctrinated with Christianity. It's about what Yahuah has always said. If I'm hated, you will be hated. And what group of people have been hated for centuries? Yes, you're right. Now I watched the governor of Utah on a live TV said that he prayed for 33 hours that it wasn't one of his own people. He prayed. He said it. He was hoping it was someone else that they could blame for this tragedy. And we know who he wanted to blame. But he couldn't blame the melanated people because we had nothing to do with it. Matter of fact, it was in a predominantly all white campus in Utah with a white state. That is where all their people was. He was comfortable with his own people. And this what happened. So we're going to talk about it. Because now they're trying to shut down the HBCUs and threatening our people for what their people did. And I don't understand that. And I should, because Yahuah says, you are hated. You're not liked. So if they hate me, they're going to hate you even more. And if you are the true sons and daughters of Yashar'el, you're not part of this mess. You're not part of all this confusion that's going on. You're not speaking out against and for all this stuff. You're speaking on the truth. Because no matter if you say anything, you are still hated. And we're going to still talk about why you're hated. And why America is still relying on their people to be in charge. And why they're comparing this man to Yahuah. Now, historically, America has always scapegoated the melanated people for social unrest, even when facts prove otherwise. 1921 Tulsa Massacre, thriving black community blamed for trouble. 1960 civil rights protests labeled violent, though state-sanctioned brutality causes the chaos. Who were the ones that came into the communities and started burning down the houses? Who were the ones that were going into the stores and burning down the houses? Who's the ones that were taking the men and the women and unaliving them on trees? Even today's crimes committed by white extremists often get quietly rebranded, like this one, while melanated communities are portrayed as the face of violence. Historically, we're not even violent people. They don't talk about what happened in North Carolina when a white young man walks right into Bible study, sits during Bible study, and afterwards he unalives all 9 people there. They don't talk about the Colorado shooting that just happened a couple weeks ago by a white extremist. They don't talk about that. And when they do talk about it, they always talk about how they had some type of social issues and bipolar or mental issues or, whatever it is. And they say their names, but they don't say our names. They call us thugs. We're not even looked at as humans. And I'm saying this because look, this has got nothing to do with what happened a couple days ago, because this happens with us all the time. We just don't get our names said out loud. So some with Charlie Kirk's assassination, even if a white man is the perpetrator, many still default to blaming melanated people because the myth of the dangerous black body is deeply woven into America's psychology. On the spiritual side, separation, Yahuah told Yashar'el, "Come out from among them, and be ye separate," says Yahuah, "and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you." 2 Corinthians 6:17. And in Revelations 18:4, "Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, that ye receive not her plagues." So what's happening now is Yahuah is drawing a line in the sand. America's idols, leaders, and politics are being exposed as corrupt and murderous. Yashar'el's focus should not be on their heroes or martyrs, whether political or religious, but on repentance and obedience. This is not about left or right. It's not about Democrat or Republican. This is what the focus they want you to think about. Like, oh, this side is so bad and this is what inciting violence. No, this has always been a violent country by foreign terrorists within our own government and our offices against a group of people. Nothing was said when our people were dragged out their houses and attacked by dogs. Nothing was said when we couldn't eat at the same restaurant or attend their schools. Nothing was said when they put in a law that we were 3/5 of a human. False parallels with their Jesus. Many will say Charlie Kirk or other figures died for their cause like their version of Jesus did. But their Jesus is a Greco-Roman European invention, an idol, not Yahushua HaMashiach. The real Yahushua was not a political conservative or liberal, not a nationalist, and not exalted by the world. He was rejected. He was despised. He was unalive because he exposed sin. So when America compares their slain political figures to Jesus, it reveals idolatry of man, exalting human leaders above the truth of Yahuah. And now we're seeing posters, now we're seeing shirts, now we're seeing, coffee mugs, now we're seeing everything of people idolizing. And his message was lost. What was his message? I really don't know the person, and I really hadn't listened to him. But the true message of Yahushua is nothing compared to this. He was talking to his own people, just like he was talking to his own people there in Utah. Yahushua is not the same person as Jesus. Yahushua HaMashiach is from the tribe of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And you need to know, Yashar'el, Yahuah is giving us a warning to be separate right now. So what should we be doing now? Stop being entangled in America's tragedies, politics, and idols. Recognize this assassination and blame game as a sign of Yahuah's judgment on the nation. Focus on repentance, covenant, obedience, and separation from Babylon's narratives and lies. Not every descendant of Yashar'el will turn back, but the remnant will see the events as confirmation. Yahuah is calling us to prepare for the wilderness, regathering judgment on the nation. And I want to give you the brutal truth. America is falling apart socially, politically, and spiritually. White America projects is on its own violence and unto melanated people to maintain the illusion of innocence. Yashar'el must refuse to be a scapegoat in their narrative. Our mission is not to defend ourselves in their media court, but to stand before Yahuah in holiness. So in Micah 2:10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted, and it shall destroy you even with a sore destruction. Yahuah is showing Yashar'el, stop being caught up in their idols, their assassination, their political struggles. This is Babylon burning. Our focus must always be his kingdom.